Welcome back to Be Feminine. Today, we're diving into a question that many people ask but few understand at a deep psychological level. Why do younger women often feel drawn to older men? The answer might not only surprise you, it might actually change how you see attraction, power, and connection entirely. Now, let's start with what most people assume. Some say it's about money, status, or security. Others blame it on daddy issues or a woman's desire for someone to take care of her. But here's the truth: those are surface-level explanations. Beneath them lies something much more fascinating, something rooted in psychology, human behavior, and the way both men and women are wired emotionally and biologically. Older men often carry with them an energy of certainty. They've made their mistakes, they've built careers, had experiences, learned patience, and more importantly, they tend to know what they want. And whether people admit it or not, confidence in a man is an incredibly attractive trait to women of all ages, especially younger ones who are still exploring their own identities. An older man who has direction, emotional balance, and self-control can feel like a safe harbor in the chaos of modern life. And that feeling? That's addictive. Younger women live in a time of overwhelming options. They're surrounded by men their age who are often emotionally immature, unsure of themselves, and more focused on impressing others than being real. Many young men are caught up in a game of validation, chasing clout, likes, or shallow encounters. So when a woman in her 20s or early 30s meets a man who isn't trying to prove anything, who listens more than he talks, and who doesn't flinch under pressure, it stands out. It signals depth, and women are far more emotionally tuned in than most men realize. They don't just respond to looks or words, they respond to presence. But let's go even deeper. Psychologically speaking, older men often activate what's known as the hypergamous instinct in women. This is the tendency, rooted in evolution, where a woman is naturally drawn to a partner who represents protection, resources, wisdom, and strength, not just physically but intellectually, emotionally, and socially. A woman's attraction isn't just about what you look like, it's about what you represent. And an older man, if he's refined and emotionally intelligent, often represents stability, experience, and leadership. In short, he feels like a man, not a boy pretending to be one. Many women today are more ambitious and independent than ever, but that doesn't mean they don't want to feel feminine. In fact, the more powerful a woman becomes in her career or lifestyle, the more she desires to feel soft, desired, and safe in her intimate life. An older man often allows her to lean into her feminine energy because he holds the masculine pole. He leads, not with ego, but with assurance. That balance of polarity, masculine and feminine, is what creates magnetic attraction. Now let's bust a myth. This doesn't mean all older men are attractive to younger women. Age alone means nothing. What women are drawn to is what the mature masculine represents. If a man is older but bitter, rigid, or emotionally closed off, he won't be attractive. But if he's grown through pain, learned from life, and embraced emotional strength, he becomes a rare and irresistible presence. His age isn't the attraction, his emotional and psychological maturity is. There's also the element of mystery. Older men often don't reveal everything at once. They know how to listen. They know how to hold tension in a conversation. They don't rush. That slowness can feel intoxicating to a younger woman who is used to men who move too fast or try too hard. In the age of overstimulation and instant gratification, someone who knows how to slow things down becomes unforgettable. And let's talk chemistry. Studies have shown that older men tend to be more attentive lovers. They've had time to understand not just their own bodies but also how to attune to a woman's needs. They're less likely to be self-focused and more likely to be present, patient, and emotionally involved. For younger women who are still learning their own bodies and boundaries, this kind of emotional intimacy feels profound and often healing. Now you might wonder, does society judge these relationships? Yes, and many people misunderstand them. But here's what matters: more authentic connection. If the relationship is built on mutual respect, emotional alignment, and honest attraction, age becomes irrelevant. In fact, it becomes a strength, because the emotional maturity of an older man can help guide the emotional growth of a younger woman, not through control, but through presence and care. There's also the question of power, not dominance but personal power. A man who's been through life, made decisions, failed and succeeded, developed character. That kind of power can't be faked. And women, especially those craving depth over drama, are drawn to it like a magnet. It's not about being rich or famous, it's about being centered. It's about knowing who you are and what you stand for. That energy is what younger women often feel safe with, curious about, and emotionally attracted to. In the end, attraction isn't logical, it's emotional, chemical, and energetic. And while society loves to categorize relationships, the truth is that we all want to feel seen, valued, and connected. An older man who is emotionally mature can offer something many younger men haven't yet developed: grounded presence. And a younger woman who's emotionally curious can bring lightness, playfulness, and growth into that man's life. It's a powerful dynamic when built on truth and not performance. So, next time someone questions why a younger woman prefers an older man, understand this: it's rarely about money or status. It's about emotional polarity, psychological safety, and mature intimacy. And in a world where those are hard to find, they become irresistible. If you found value in this insight, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Be Feminine. We explore the depths of human behavior, relationships, and psychology every week. And remember, it's not about age, it's about energy. And true masculine energy never grows old.